They have shown actual physical pictures of the build-up by the Indian Army in Galwan. Troops in large numbers, soldiers in large numbers amassed at Galwan in May. Indian troops, what you see right there, built what's called a Bailey Bridge, a temporary bridge over the Galwan on our land, and a helipad built at Galwan right next to the bridge. So now, will all of this, these pictures convince those who have asked, and I quote, "The Chinese have walked in and taken away our territory in Ladakh," unquote. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister is absolutely silent, that's what Mr. Rahul Gandhi said, and has vanished from the scene. That's what he said on the 10th of June. Subsequently, on the 19th of the same month, Mr. Gandhi again said, "Now it's crystal clear that Government of India was fast asleep and the price was paid by our martyred Jawans." Mr. Yechuri of the CPM asked on the same day, "Key point of introspection is what we could have done to save precious lives of our soldiers." Essentially, the lament was, the government is sleeping on the job, soldiers were sent in as cannon fodder, and basically, we as a country were caught out, that it was an abject surrender. So the question is, do these pictures finally put paid to that surrender, to that sleeping at the wheel lament, once and for all?
The News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Joining us on the debate, Praful Ketkar, editor of The Organizer, Sushant Sareen, strategic affairs expert, Dr. Dinesh Varshney, leader of the CPI, Anirban Banerjee, political analyst. And my first question is to a lawyer and a very vocal critic of India's policy so far vis-a-vis China, Manasvi Thapar. I just want you to take a look at these pictures, Manasvi Thapar. Forget the satellite images, forget everything else, just these pictures. Does it look like this was an army and a government that was caught sleeping? They were doing nothing. Basically, they were just sitting there on their hands, and China, quote unquote, came in, walked in, and took our territory.
The pictures look bizarre, and first of all, what looks more bizarre is the Chinese debate which was shown on the screen. India is the only country in the world which has never taken over territory of any country.
Let me stop you there.
Region.
I do not want a critique on China's media ethic.
Further question. So see, Indian army was never questioned by anyone. Only thing what was questioned every time was, what is the government doing and why is the government and the opposition not being working together? And in 1962 also, when there was the first war of China with India, the government, the parliament was functioning, and in between the wars.
Okay, so let me stop you there, because I think the only substantive part of that entire thing is, yes, the army was working, but the government was doing nothing. So Sushant Sareen, essentially the army was doing its own job, irrespective and independent of the government and the rest of the country. The government didn't know, the army just went ahead and built a bridge on its own.
Padmaja, it's kind of really weird that this is the kind of national discourse we have. Because in this discourse, if something untoward happens, it's all the government's fault. If something successful happens, the government has no credit. So I think that is the kind of culture, the political culture and the political discourse we have. But I'm very, very chary of looking at any kind of Chinese propaganda and reaching any analysis from that. But the only thing that this Chinese propaganda does prove is that all those people who were talking about an invasion of India, that, these guys have come 5 kilometers into Indian territory, and I don't know, all sorts of other lurid details that were being written about, spoken about, alleged. I think all of that has come unstuck. Now, very clearly, nothing of the sort happened. And yes, there was a fracas. And I have another opinion that maybe one of the reasons for the fracas was that the Indian army was right at the LOC. And perhaps, I'm not entirely sure, but I think there are certain protocols that you have to keep some distance from the LAC on either side. But I think I need to really check that.
Absolutely correct. My limited point is, one thing that no one can allege right now is that the government and the army was caught sleeping. Is that a correct analysis, Sushant Sareen?
No, I don't think that's a correct analysis for a very simple reason that the army was present as all these images and all the other satellite imagery which independent analysts have been churning out, have been putting out in public, have been speaking about. All of those images, prove a lie to all these allegations which are being made. Yes, there is one area in which there is definitely a problem and nobody has denied it, which is the Pangong Lake area.
Yes.
But other than that, in all the other places, yes, there is a Chinese, the Chinese have come in large numbers just on their side of the LAC, and which is a clear and present danger threat to Indian security.
Correct.
Which is why
Again, let me reiterate that yes, there is a problem in Ladakh. Yes, we have a neighbor who's trying to grab our land. Yes, they came in. Yes, we fought them back. But it's not as if they walked in, we kept sleeping, and then they just took away our land, and then we were left crying. That, Manasvi Thapar, that discourse is the most silly discourse so far and has now been called out very ironically by China.
Padmaja, one finger intervention.
You let me speak or you'll...
Okay, let Sushant Sani finish his point, then come in. Yes, go on.
Small intervention, then Mr. Thapar can come in. See, I don't think it is right that the Chinese came in. I think the Chinese stayed on their side. In most of the areas, the Chinese have stayed on their side of the LAC. There are one or two areas where they have come in areas which have been normally not occupied by either side.
Yeah.
And that is a standoff is taking place, which is basically Pangong. But on Galwan, on which there was this whole fracas which was created, that they have come to the confluence of the Galwan River with the Shyok River, all of that has
correct.
been
Let's say there was a clash. There was a clash and both armies, at least the Indian army, was definitely prepared and waiting. Nobody here was taken by surprise or sent in as cannon fodder. Manasvi Thapar.
Padmaja ji, we'll have to understand who the Chinese are. Chinese are the world land grabbers. They have not only tried with us, but they have tried with, they have already taken up Tibet, they have taken up Yunnan, they have taken South Korea, they have taken up Mongolia, they have taken up Macau. So Chinese are known as land grabbers. So the country was scared and the country wanted that confidence from the Prime Minister through a Lok Sabha session, which may not have happened, which may not be
Please,
needed.
can we please stop going around in circles? My question to you is, was the government of India asleep? The government of India has been accused of being asleep at the wheel on the 19th of June.
The government of India was not communicating. The government of India was not having a verbal discourse with the people of the Lok Sabha. The opposition was not taken into
Sushant, okay, from a criticism of sleeping at the wheel, at least now you're like non-communicating. You're a little surly. I do not agree with your HR PR policies.
The entire country was required to be together. We are winning and that is what we all wanted.
Okay, I think there is a small kernel of truth in what Mr. Thapar is saying. The strategic communications of this government could have been certainly better. I don't think there's any doubt in anybody's mind on that count. But was the opposition actually interested? What do you make of an opposition when supposedly somebody who aspires to be Prime Minister of this country starts tweeting like a internet troll and says, surrender Modi?
Exactly.
Where is that discourse?
You can have a dialogue between equals. If somebody is baiting me every day saying, oh, look at you, China came and you were just sleeping, you are surrender Modi, which is misspelled. What kind of a dialogue can happen between two people like that? Anyway, you have dialed down your criticism. Point well taken. You are saying communication could have been better. Government was not sleeping at the job. Anirban Banerjee, what do you make of these pictures?
First of all, as far as
the Chinese media, so I really don't know what to make or either head or tail of them because I don't believe whatever comes out of their media. That's the first point. The bare fact remains that in the Modi Shah reign, our soldiers have lost their lives at a faster rate than ever. They said they will stop every kind of cross-border
Praful Ketkar, it is not enough that you retaliated. You should have created a situation that no clash ever happened.
Just for an example, Padmaja,
you should have annihilated China even before they dared to make such a move.
Just a moment. Let's consider for a moment 2004 to 2014, 10 years of the UPA regime. How many soldiers lost their lives due to Pakistani attack or Chinese attack?
You know, it's very interesting you mentioned 2004 to 2014 because in this same area along the LOC, can I just draw your attention to how much money was spent on the LAC infrastructure?
There were at least 5 major terrorist
The
attacks.
UPA, during the UPA regime, there was a mountain strike force.
I don't
Okay, I do not want you to digress from the issue, so I'm going to stick to this. I'm going to stick to this because the overarching criticism has been over the last 15 days that this was the outcome of a government that was oblivious to what was happening at our border. My question is, if in May, Praful Ketkar, you already have a build-up, you have construction activity, who was sleeping and who was oblivious? Praful Ketkar.
See, only person who was sleeping and did not bother about what was happening on the border was Mr. Rahul Gandhi, because he was member of a committee, parliamentary committee, that was actually overseeing these developments. Only, see, from 2016 onwards, this is the government which has given all the clearances, going away with all Babudam and environmental clearances. We have given clearances to 61 road construction projects in this area. We are building 6 big bridges here, and that's why, that was the reason. And still we ensured that we will not get bullied by the China's BRI narrative. And that was the major reason China tried to, you know, create tension in this region to divert attention from their domestic issues.
No, but Praful Ketkar, you still have to answer the criticism that why did the clash even happen? Even the clash should have been preempted. It should have never happened only.
What were the forum?
Why are you allowing China to exist and have this hegemonic impulse?
What was the forum? It was the all party meeting. That was the forum. It is the parliamentary committee that is the forum. There you won't speak. You will speak on Twitter. You know, that is the problem. You know, is this the way, you know, you handle your border security and national security issues? Sorry.
Okay, now both of you are just talking over each other. Mr. Banerjee, you have a specific question, which was, why did you not anticipate this kind of a response by the Chinese? Sushant Sareen. It's not enough to say that we were prepared. It's not enough to say that we built a helipad. It is not enough to say that we also built a bridge. You should have actually gone across, finished off China, annihilated their army, and ensured that the Galwan clash never even took place.
Every year on this very border, we have more than 300 incursions every year.
When the 26/11 attack took place, the UK government criticized for the intelligence failure, and very rightly so.
It's not going to be possible. No matter what happens, these people are not going to listen. These people are not. They're going to keep, doing hair splitting, all sorts of silly things. The Prime Minister said this. Why did he say this? When that day he said, why that? And the dialogue of the.
Not for us. You might want a soldier dead for your own petty politics, but not
Okay, Mr. Banerjee, let's not make this into a shouting match. If you genuinely do want to hear answers about why the clash happened despite India being prepared, then please listen. Sushant Sareen.
So, okay, if you insist, then I'll try one more time. See, here is the thing. I think what has happened in Galwan, and this is again an educated guess, given these surrounding facts and circumstances, the Indians were present right at the LAC in large numbers. That is what the Chinese photographs seem to bear out. And that is where the Chinese came and tried to push us back. They managed to dislodge us out there, and then the Indians went in back, and that is when the next big clash happened. Apparently, that seems to be the way things have panned out, but I cannot be sure. But this is an educated guess of what transpired out there. Now, which is why this whole lie, which has been peddled for months now, that the Chinese walked in, they had occupied some 5 kilometers of territory, they had occupied the heights along the DSDBO road, they were right at the confluence of the river. All of that has turned out to be nonsense. That's utter nonsense. So I think that is where the lie is being found out. That is where the lie is being caught.
And if,
Now,
I was to put it very crudely, if I have a neighbor who I know wants to take over my house, what I can do is I can beef up my own defenses, Dinesh Vashne. I cannot enter his mind, use some yogic technique and make him a peace-loving person. That person just happens to covet my land. So, yes, he will come into my house. He will try and push me around. I will beat him back. I will also suffer bruises, but I will ensure that I make him pay more. I will make that person pay, and that essentially is what has happened, Dinesh Vashne. And what these pictures are showing is कि जब कोई मेरे घर में घुस रहा था, मैं उसके लिए तैयार था. Dinesh Vashne. Unlike what Mr. Yechuri said, the point to contemplate is why couldn't we do more to save the lives?
No, that is a fact that we should have done better to save our land, but at the same time, we welcome the talks between NSA Chief Ajit Doval and the Foreign Minister of China for de-escalating the situation at the LAC at Indo-China border. But at the same time, we are also of the opinion that we must work together for the pre-April position at the LAC. But at the same time, please, Padmaja, let me tell you one thing, why this problem is occurring. The reasoning earlier, one person has said, I forget his name, who is speaking here in the debate. The Prime Minister office has a problem. Everything is Modi ji, Modi ji, Modi ji, whether it is domestic policy or a foreign policy. He should have taken the opposition into confidence before and after also. The problem arises when the communication is not proper.
Sir, wasn't there an all-party meeting?
Modi ji said in the all-party meeting,
wasn't
there
there
were no land is occupied. And now today you are saying, after talking of the NSA
no,
chief and the foreign minister,
all-party meeting where questions were asked and answered?
China has gone back little.
Because 18 parties, there were 20 parties attending, 18 said that we are satisfied with what we were told.
The government changes stand once again and again. We are of the opinion that there be a peace at the Indo-China border. By defending our land, not a single inch land should be given.
So basically you're saying that all of this criticism that this government, to put it crudely, that this government is useless and the PM is surrendering and everyone is sleeping was because you weren't told enough. Even in the all-party meeting, you are not satisfied. So you come out and say, "Ye sarkar nikammi hai."
No, look, Padmaja, what in all-party meeting Modi ji said? What Modi ji said? Modi ji said कि हमारी 1 इंच भी जमीन नहीं है, ना कोई था ना है, और उसके बाद 20 सोल्जर मर गए, और उसके बाद क्या हुआ? उसके बाद क्या हुआ? आप आज कह रहे हो कि साहब वो पीछे चले गए, इसका मतलब वो आगे आ गए थे, इसका मतलब वो आगे आ गए थे.
If you don't understand, I will give you a sense of history. You are more concerned about the peace because of your fatherland is in trouble. Problem is,
it is not our fatherland. My fatherland is India. Your fatherland is America. Your fatherland is Israel. My fatherland is India.
In 1962, you are more concerned about communist China. We are concerned about India. Sir, the point is, from 1962, this country has seen your character. So you don't give this lecture. Not single inch of land was occupied by China. If you were so concerned, you should have asked this question to Nehru. That time, you were actually.
Don't try to do a demagogy.
Okay, let's not go back to Chairman Mao and Nehru. I think that is a closed chapter, and we have paid enough for it over the last 50 years. Again, I will ask the more limited point. I'll ask the more limited point. Again, bringing you back in Manasvi Thapar. India is sleeping. That is what has been alleged. Let me tell you about a couple of things. Even as we speak, the Border Roads Organization is doubling the lane of the world's highest motorable road at Khardungla. This provides connectivity to Siachen and to the China border. The BRO has built 3 bridges on NH1, which is the one that goes to LAC, and one among them, which is at Basgo, was built within 3 months, sir. This is a government that you find sleeping?
Padmaja ji, now if you let me speak, I'll speak with your permission.
Go on.
See, the government is sleeping or not sleeping is a different issue. What is the main issue is the government is not communicating. If the government discusses with the opposition, if the government discusses with the dissent, everything is solved. In last 1.5 months, what we have seen is the government is not communicating. A one-day event of all-party meetings towards an enemy which is as
Manasvi ji, ऐसे ही होता है सरकारी communication. I don't know of the last government which was expected to come on TV every day at 9 p.m. at 10 p.m. and put out press releases. अभी हम यहाँ पे हैं, अब मैं एक सुखोई खरीद रहा हूँ, अब मैंने नॉर्दर्न आर्मी कमांडर को ये बोल दिया है, अब मैंने बोला है कि 2 कदम आगे चले जाइए. ऐसे नहीं होती सरकारी बात सर. लेट्स नॉट बी शैलो.
पद्मजा जी, आप मेरे को बोलने देंगे तो मैं आपको बताता हूँ कैसे होता है. 1962 में भी जब हमारी चाइना के साथ वॉर हुई थी, तो अब सुनिएगा आप, 20 अक्टूबर से लेके 21 नवंबर तक ये जंग चली थी हमारी चाइना के साथ. उसमें 8 नवंबर से लेके 21 नवंबर तक लगातार लोकसभा सेशन हुए थे, जिसमें प्रधानमंत्री जवाहरलाल नेहरू को रेगुलर क्रिटिसाइज किया जा रहा था.
चलिए, तो अब आप कह रहे हैं पार्लियामेंट सेशन होना चाहिए कि हम मॉनसून सेशन का इंतजार ना करें, अब इसके बीच में पार्लियामेंट सेशन करें.
पद्मजा जी, आप मेरे को बोलने नहीं दे रहे. अगर आप मेरे को बोलने देंगे तो पूरा एक समझ आएगा कि देखिए, डिस्कशन होना चाहिए, डिबेट होना चाहिए, हमको पता होना चाहिए. हम मेरे को मत बताइए, आप देश को मत बताइए, पर ऑपोजिशन को बताइए. अब स्ट्रेटेजिक पॉइंट्स मत बताइए, पर एक कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्डिंग होना चाहिए. व्हाई वाज नॉट द कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्डिंग बीइंग टेकन अप? आप हर बार गेम खेलने लग जाते हो. पप्पू हो, आप चाइनीज हो, आप इटालियन हो, ऐसे देश नहीं चलता.
अरे सर, ताली तो 2 ही हाथ से बजती है. आप किसी को कुछ बोलिए, दूसरा आदमी आपको सरेंडर बोलेगा तो आप उसको फूल की माला तो पहनाएंगे नहीं. बट एनी हाउ, सो
पद्मजा जी नहीं चढ़ाएंगे, ठीक है. The responsibility is on the powerful person. 1962, when I bring back again 1962, is because 1962 में कांग्रेस की 361 सीट थी, भारतीय जनता दल की 12 थी, कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी ऑफ इंडिया की 29 थी. कोई भी ऐसी पार्टी नहीं थी जिसकी 30 से ऊपर सीटें थी. तब भी जो पावरफुल पार्टी थी, उसने डेमोक्रेसी को जिंदा रखा.
So now the argument is that this entire criticism of the government is coming for want of communication. अगर कम्युनिकेशन बेटर होता तो आप कभी नहीं कहते कि सरकार निकम्मी है, सरकार सो रही है.
कोई नहीं बोलता. कैसे बोलता? फैक्ट सब सामने होते, डिस्कशन होता, किसकी हिम्मत होती बोलने की?
फैक्ट्स तो मैं आपको दिखा रही हूँ.
कम्युनिकेशन ये इशू है.
अरे मिस्टर थापड़, जिसको हिंदी में कहते हैं हाथ कंगन को आरसी क्या, यहाँ पे यू कैन सी पिक्चर्स व्हिच शो दैट द आर्मी वाज प्रेजेंट, द आर्मी वाज प्रिपेयर्ड, द आर्मी वाज रेडी एंड द आर्मी वाज वेटिंग. I mean, 49 soldiers didn't die by themselves, right? Of the Chinese, somebody killed the Chinese soldiers.
Padmaja ji, you, I, and the country is seeing these pictures today. We did not see it one and a half months back. We did not wanted to see it, but the communication, a simple word like communication should have been established. Why was that missing?
Okay, Anirban Banerjee.
Comes down is communication.
Actually, I say something that amidst all these months of lockdown, China with the battle with China, etc., whatever it was, the government actually succeeded in doing something, and that was diverting the attention from the war they have waged against the Indian common people. The price rise of fuel, the price rise of cooking gas, the dilution of the environmental laws,
and this is exactly what irresponsible behavior is.
And NRC protesters. These are the things they have successfully done. I mean, see, nobody is questioning them on these issues now. We are all so busy with the China issue that nobody is questioning the fact that the government, the NDA government, is waging a war against the common man itself.
So Mr. Modi called.
I mean, I honestly don't even know what to say to that.
And asked him, I will give you the indication and then intervene and come to Galwan and kill our soldiers. Is this what you want to say?
Manasi Thapar, when you ask for communication, and this is the kind of logic and this is the kind of response you hear from the other side, do even you feel like communicating with anyone who's coming up with a logic like this?
No,
I mean, I don't feel like answering this logic. What will the Prime Minister answer?
Obviously.
They are not getting the pinch in their pockets, ma'am. It's a common man who is getting pinched in the pocket.
Okay, let's not be ridiculous. Let's not be ridiculous. The point that was made earlier, that the government had no idea what was happening. Just a second. You know, Dinesh Varshney and Anirban Banerjee, since you're talking about whether the government of India was sleeping, ineffective, inefficient, I wanted to actually hear how China reacted. You know, many measures have been taken. All of them have been deemed insufficient and inefficient by the opposition and by some of our panelists. The Prime Minister made a trip to Leh. He went to Nimmu. And yesterday, when the Chinese broadcaster was speaking about it, and you know, the day after, we signed an agreement for arms procurement. Listen to how the Chinese broadcaster reacted to that. Listen to this.
在6月19号印度召开的全国党派大会上，印度总理莫迪明确指出，中方没有人进入印度领土，也没有印度的哨所设施被拆除。
So China is rattled that you have the Prime Minister in Ladakh, and the day after that, he signs deals worth 389 billion rupees.
Look, earlier prime ministers have also gone to the war-torn area or disturbed area to lay, and from 1962 onwards, each and every prime minister has visited almost all. The problem is, instead of going for a demagogy of the BJP and trying to push everything that Modi ji, Modi ji, Modi ji, it is better consensus should emerge to deal at the LAC, at the Indo-China border, and de-escalate the situation to a level that.
So, sir, what did you want? That he should take Mr. Yechuri with him and go to Nimmu?
I mean,
what are you suggesting?
The Chinese action.
India and China has a settled mechanism.
I have a simple question for Professor Varshney.
Let them
Does he consider China?
Mr. Varshney, of all the grouses that you have that the government is doing precious little, I have listed out to you, A, you have the Prime Minister going to Ladakh and giving a stern message to China. B, you've got arms procurement. C, you've got LAC infrastructure. D, you had India anticipating China's actions and building up in Galwan. Despite that, are you willing to give a little benefit of doubt to the government that maybe they are not as efficient as the CCP government in China, maybe they are not efficient as the CPIM, but maybe they are trying and they are halfway there?
Whom are you asking? Me?
Yes.
Look, Padmaja, it's not a question of giving a credit and this. It's a question of definitely clashes has happened, agreed. Prime Minister says in the all-party meeting, no land has been taken away. Now, yesterday the NSA chief and the government of India and the BJP said that China has gone back a kilometer back from the position earlier, and they have demolished certain of their structures. So please, प्रफुल्ल केतकर, प्लीज ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. आप देश को देश समझो, आप देश को सिर्फ मोदी मत समझो. प्रॉब्लम ये हो रही है कि बीजेपी देश को सिर्फ मोदी समझाने में लगी है. आप देश को देश ही समझते हैं. हमारे लिए लोग इसको डोमेस्टिक पॉलिसी, आपकी डोमेस्टिक पॉलिसी भी प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट कर रही है देश में.
मिस्टर वार्ष्णेय, हम तो देश को देश समझते हैं, देश को कुछ और नहीं समझते. आप भी मोदी जी को देश का प्रधानमंत्री मत समझिए, समझ लीजिए बीजेपी का प्रधानमंत्री मत समझिए. ही इज द प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ द कंट्री. ऑन अदर डेज यू माइट हैव डिफरेंसेस विद द बीजेपी, विद एनीवन हु बिलोंग्स टू द बीजेपी, but he's been elected, he's the prime minister of the country. Anyhow, Sushant Sareen, closing comments to you. Yes, nobody is ruling out that China is an extremely untrustworthy country, but gains have been made now, and in the past there were preparations that India had put in place. Nobody can take away that from the country and from its army.
Okay, Padmaja, two very quick points. One, if the opposition wants to be taken into confidence and wants to be taken seriously, then the kind of logic Mr. Banerjee was giving on your program, I think that is what militates against taking the opposition seriously. Number one. Number two, on the preparations, I don't think we are still out of the woods yet. I think it's good that there is this kind of a withdrawal or the forces are stepping back from the eyeball to eyeball confrontation. But I think the danger very much persists. And looking at little longer, in the little longer term, then it's very clear to me that India-China relations are broken. They're broken very badly. The Chinese aggression has actually broken these relations. If they want things to return to a modicum of normalcy, they will have to do the heavy lifting. They have broken it. They will have to fix it. And it's very clear that, whatever the Indian communists who are probably speaking on behalf of the Chinese Communist Party, whatever they say, I don't think anybody in India is going to stand for that. Very clearly, a red line has been breached, and I don't see how we are going to go back to normalcy simply because the two forces disengage. I think we do this for a long haul, and frankly, a lot more needs to be done in terms of defense preparedness, in terms of border management, than we have done so far. We've done
absolutely agree, and especially since you say we have to be prepared for the long haul. In such a situation, the government definitely needs the support and the confidence of everyone in the country. Whether you like it or not, at the helm will be the government of India, helmed by the current Prime Minister. You may not like him, but he's still the Prime Minister. And when we are in the trenches, he will have to lead us. Thanks very much, all gentlemen, for having joined us on debate number 1.